UGC, user-generated content, is one of the most efficient ways to create a converting ad in 2022, and here are just a few reasons why it's so good. So let's start with the cold, hard facts that we all care about. 90% of US consumers consider UGC to be the most influential part of their purchasing decision. That is massive. We'll speak about this a little bit further, but UGC just allows you to be more genuine, and people relate to that. If they can see somebody using the product, then the chances are that they're going to relate to that much more and trust you as a brand. 87% of search engine results consider UGC as the second most influential element that affects a purchase decision. So basically, if you have a user-generated video on your website, then you are 87% more likely to reach people on search. I mean, you can't ignore that type of stat. Video has always been very good for SEO, and it's helped quite a lot with people with their Google rankings, for example. However, now, because people play UGC videos so often and it affects their buying purchase as a whole, then that means your website conversions go higher, and so Google ranks you higher. 73% of shoppers say that UGC increases purchasing confidence. This is one of the major benefits of user-generated content, and one of the main reasons why you should be making it, whether it's coming from your customers or influencers, whatever it is. I'd say the most trustworthy type of UGC is those from your customer or from, TikTokers, basically not influencers, because the likelihood if you're an influencer, then you have been paid to say these things, whereas a lot of the time with actual genuine reviews, people will pay attention to you. How many times have you searched out a product review on YouTube, for example, before making the purchase? I imagine a lot. And that is user-generated content. It's the same thing. It's been generated by an actual user of that product. And so you can see why it increases your purchasing confidence so much. 61% of shoppers feel more encouraged to engage with brands from UGC on social. We always see the same posts from brands a lot of the time. They don't follow the 80-20 rule of simply, 80% should be giving back content, 20% should be sales. Instead, they just constantly post about their product all the time, which is why UGC is so great, because it still looks like an authentic piece of content. However, it is technically a sales thing, but people will still engage with it because of what it is, right? It's a person, a real person sat down talking about your product, using it, unboxing it, whatever. So if you're a brand and you need to post consistently on Instagram or TikTok, then you need to consider user-generated content as a great way to create that content. It takes a lot of money as well as effort in order to create professionally shot content. However, if your customers are taking photos, if you can pay content creators in order to shoot stuff on their phone, then instantly you can churn way more content than you ever could before. And with platforms like TikTok, it's fairly forgiving with the type of content that you can post. And as we've seen in these stats, UGC clearly works. So there's no reason for you not to be doing this. So the question that you might be left with is, what platform does UGC perform the best on? Well, you have a few different options. Of course, the main one you're probably going to be thinking about is TikTok. Well, TikTok is, of course, an amazing platform, brilliant for organic growth as well as paid, and UGC fits in very well because that's basically what the whole platform is. However, TikTok is mostly for the younger generation. Although we are seeing more and more older people join it, it is mostly people under the age of about 35 that heavily use this platform. TikTok is an entertainment platform more than it is a social media platform, so your content can fit really well in there. It's got fantastic organic reach, which means that your user-generated content can really help you build an audience on a platform. Facebook and Instagram, of course, are probably the main choice that everyone is picking. It's probably the most widely used of all social media platforms, and pretty much everyone has it. Facebook is definitely the older generation, Instagram a little kind of in between. And so both Facebook and Instagram are great platforms for your user-generated content, both organically and as paid. In fact, the influencer marketing industry, which of course was probably made most popular by Instagram, is set to grow by approximately $16.4 billion this year in 2022. That is a huge growth. But I'd say probably the best place for your user-generated content is TikTok. And the reason for this is because you can produce a lot more of it for a very low cost, because the barrier to entry for the type of content that you can make on on TikTok is so low. It's rising fast with the Gen Z market, which a majority, I say, where people are going to be aiming their products at. The organic reach is brilliant. It's just a fantastic platform to be on and to create and consume user-generated content. When you're making your UGC content, no matter what platform it's going on, you need to make sure that it's authentic. A lot of the time we see brands which have clearly kind of paid and scripted for this stuff to be created, and so it just doesn't seem real, and so instantly it loses all credibility. And all those stats that I said before about how the good points it does for your brand, you can basically forget them, because as soon as you're not being authentic and that stuff doesn't feel real, then it's just not as effective anymore. If anything, that's going to damage your brand more than it will benefit it. You want to always make sure that you get people who have some kind of authority to speak within your UGC videos. This can be users of your product, for example. If they're using it, then they have authority to speak and review because they have been using it. Or maybe if you're a service-based industry or a personal brand, you want to make sure that you have authority to speak on these points so that people trust you. It's all about being authentic and trustworthy. They are the main benefits of user-generated content, and you have to be those in order to get the benefits of user-generated content. So hopefully you learned a little more about UGC and how it can affect your business, both for the good and for the bad. Sometimes if you enjoyed videos like this, then make sure you hit the like, the comment, and the subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.